I grew up in a pretty fortunate time for video games. It was the early to mid 90s and TV executives figured any video game franchise ever could also be a cartoon series. And for whatever reason, I watched all of them. Oh, you mean like the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, or the Legend of Zelda cartoon, or Sonic the Hedgehog? No, I mean the other ones. Oh, you mean like the Mega Man cartoon, or Street Fighter? No, I mean the other ones. Like Mortal Kombat, Defenders of the Realm. I don't know why, but this cartoon really stuck with me ever since I saw it. Maybe it's because I was really into Mortal Kombat at the time, or maybe it's because I have that part of my brain that makes me remember horrible past experiences so that I can relive them for internet videos.
Get this though, there were technically two Mortal Kombat cartoons. One was the TV series, the other was an animated movie to promote the first live-action film and the release of Mortal Kombat 3. I honestly don't remember how I came to saw it. I just remember it being on VHS and being blown away by how awesome it looked. I was stupid. It follows Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Liu Kang as they travel with Shang Tsung to Outworld for the first Mortal Kombat tournament. Also Sub-Zero is there hanging out, and Scorpion thinks he's sneaky. Yeah, this looks awful, even for the standards of the time. The quality of the animation would honestly fit right at home on the Philips CDI.
My boy.
My favorite part of the whole thing is a way too long fight scene near the end of the movie with the three heroes facing off against an army of Kartoons. There's maybe a total of 40 seconds worth of animation, but everything gets repeated numerous times to stretch it out to 5 minutes. This ridiculous part of Johnny Cage strutting backwards is shown, and I counted, 4 times. Well, for as spectacular as this animation is, complete with atrocious slow-mo and very unflattering close-ups, the real selling point of this movie was, and I quote the box label here, 3D animation like you've never seen before. This was long before Mortal Kombat 4 came out, so we were pretty excited to see our favorite fighters go at it in 3D. And the box was right. I cannot believe what I am seeing. To give you an idea of how laughable this is, this came out only 2 months before Toy Story, or hell, even a full year after Reboot. There are 3 total 3D fights. One between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, one between Shang Tsung and Dude, and another one between Goro versus not Goro. I don't know. See them awkwardly flail their limbs with distorted faces representing an expression. Watch as they use their special moves, which can only be described as underwhelming.
Yeah, it was really bad. It doesn't have any substance going for it beyond crappy fight scenes. But everybody talks about how bad that is, but nobody ever talks about the animated series, which debuted only 3 weeks later. I remember watching it on Saturday mornings on the USA Network, of all channels, and I think it came on either right before or right after the Street Fighter cartoon. You know what's weird? Taking a franchise that's known for murdering people and creating the ESRB system, and targeting it to kids.
Much has changed since the last Mortal Kombat tournament.
For example, nobody dies anymore. The intro sequence for every episode introduces us to all of our heroes.
Liu Kang, Princess Kitana, Sub-Zero, Jax, Sonya Blade, Nightwolf, Kiva.
Wait, who? Yeah, apparently they gave Nightwolf an actual wolf companion because cute animals are a requirement for children's cartoon shows. There really isn't a whole lot to say about the quality of the show itself, other than even for a kids show, it's really bad. Think of a lot of similar kids cartoons that people still love. The animated Batman series, Gargoyles, X-Men. Think of all the elements that makes those shows so excellent and timeless. Mortal Kombat has none of those. Instead, every episode follows an exact formula. It begins with a fight scene, then they discover whatever main villain they need to fight that week, and then talk about it for a little bit. Then there's another fight scene, a bit more talking with zero substance to it, and then a final action scene where the good guys win somehow. The whole time this is happening, instead of an overarching plot or substantial character development or anything to get the viewers invested, every character constantly spouts cheesy one-liners, one after another, until the runtime minimum is hit.
Right.
Looks like we wrapped up the mummy situation.
Rest in peace. Or should I say, pieces.
This cartoon also takes the easy route by giving each character a single personality trait and exaggerates the hell out of it. Sub-Zero is the mystery warrior who's obsessed with honor. Sonya Blade is the dumb idiot who brazenly attacks everything. Liu Kang's personality is that he has none. Nightwolf is the tech nerd. Kitana is all mystic and usually says something that has nothing to do with what's currently going on.
Stay focused.
Stryker is the way too straight-edged cop who has to do everything by the books. And Jax, well, how do I put this? Jax is black.
Well, good timing, Raiden. The fighting's over, girlfriend. They better have brains, because they sure be ugly. Watch it, girl!
Raiden also shows up to guide the Earthrealm defenders, only instead of being the knowledgeable thunder god that he's always been, this cartoon makes him into a snarky asshole.
In case you haven't noticed, we could use a little help, Raiden.
I'd love to help you out, but I've got my hand full.
He might be my favorite. I'll give them this though. At least all of the characters look accurate. They're all based off of their Mortal Kombat 3 designs. There's only one big exception to them, and I'm guessing it's because this is a cartoon for kids. See, in this show, boobs don't exist. The Mortal Kombat women have always had very particular designs, and in the show, yeah, it just looks weird. The worst of this goes to Shiva. This is her in the game of the time, and here she is in the show. Another thing they actually did right was their special moves. They use them pretty frequently, keeping its ties with the video games a bit stronger. And I mean, as kids, all we wanted to see was them doing their things, right? Well, we also wanted to see. But, you know, that's not gonna happen here. The strangest part about this cartoon is that it's technically a sequel to the original movie. They make this pretty clear by recreating several scenes from the movie in flashbacks. Only they changed a few things here and there. For example, Sub-Zero and Shang Tsung was changed to this. But it's K, he still dies somehow.
Flawless victory.
Even all of the music in the cartoon is reminiscent of the movie. You know that one Mortal Kombat song that everybody knows? Yeah, that's the one. The music in the cartoon is all like really crappy derivatives of that one song. They loop constantly and they break out at every fight scene, which is pretty much 80% of the show.
Incoming!
In fact, the first episode even uses songs from the movie's actual soundtrack. And I'm guessing all of the show's budget went into just licensing these because the animation is god-awful. And I love seeing all the animation mistakes show up. Look how fast I'm running! The very first episode of the series starts off with our heroes fighting Sector, Cyrax, and Lin Kuei cyborgs, and they're losing somehow. Until Sub-Zero shows up and basically proves he's the most useful person they could possibly have on the entire team. Sub-Zero is voiced by Luke Perry. As in this Luke Perry.
You're going to pay for what you've done to my clan.
Also, Stryker is voiced by Ron Perlman.
I can't stand lying around.
Anyway, Sub-Zero warns them that what they should really worry about is the show's first big villain. And who else would it be but Scorpion? Only Scorpion is sounding a little different.
Get over here!
Yeah, a little less menacing than he should be. Also, even though he's a specter, he talks like a snake.
I call forth souls of darkness, the dishonored dead.
Speaking of sounding stupid, what's up with Liu Kang? He's always been a Bruce Lee homage, which is why in the games he's always sounded like this. For whatever reason in the show, though, the voice actor sounds like a guy doing a Bruce Lee impersonation without any idea of what Bruce Lee sounds like. Anyway, they get ready to find Scorpion, so they jump into their dragon jets? They have flying ships now too? Wait, nope, now I get it. A vastly popular video game series, oddly with kids because of its gratuitous violence, and then suddenly a cartoon show based on that targeted even harder at kids? I see what's going on here. This whole thing was to sell toys. Nightwolf's computer system, the dragon jets, Kiva, I guess. These were all extra things they made so they could sell toys to kids.
Really, Ed Boon? Is this why you okayed the show to be made? You thought that watching this would somehow get kids to go out and buy your dumb toys? How dare you? I have never been more sickened or appalled by anything in my entire life. You should know that we as consumers are better and smarter than—
For more proof that this is absolutely targeted at young kids, they forced in the one thing that every kid's cartoon needs: a catchphrase. Something that a main character says repeatedly that sticks in the viewer's brain. The other cartoons had this: Pasta Power, Excuse Me Princess, Banana Slamma. Don't worry, I'll get to this one. So of course Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm needs to have one, and that honor goes to the most worthless, obnoxious, irritating character on the show, Sonya Blade, who just loves to shout,
Combat time!
Jesus, you can even hear the letter K when she screams it. She yells this right before every fight scene and right before she charges forward like a dumbass. And she yells it in every single episode.
Combat time! Combat time! Combat time! Combat time! Combat time!
Maintain your current position. It's strategically wrong to take—
Combat time!
Wanna know something incredible? This show has the very first appearance of big-time Mortal Kombat villain, Quan Chi. Yup, before Mortal Kombat 4, before Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, yeah, I'll get to this one too, Quan Chi showed up in the cartoon. They obviously didn't quite know what they're doing with him yet, so in the cartoon they made him seem like a doofy idiot.
I really don't know why I watched this as a kid. Even then, I'm pretty sure I knew it was stupid. I guess I wanted to watch any kind of show about my favorite video games, but this is really bad, which explains why it only got one season at 13 episodes. That's why my final rating for this show is a Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat out of 10. Sure, it has all the characters we recognize, all the special moves too, but just like the SNES Mortal Kombat game, the cartoon stripped away a key essence of Mortal Kombat, and that's the violence. Like it or not, that's a very defining feature of the series as a whole, something that's become part of its foundation since its inception. Without a core part of its identity, it just doesn't appeal to anyone. It's why the SNES game wasn't as popular as the Genesis version, and it's why the cartoon isn't popular with anyone. Even without that, the cartoon itself lacks the vital essences of what makes other cartoons good. Likeable characters, genuine moments, and an actual plot worth following. Plus, the obviously low budget made this show doomed from the start. This is one of the worst things Mortal Kombat has ever produced. And considering Mythologies, Special Forces, the second movie, the live-action TV series, that says a lot. This cartoon isn't even really worth watching now in a laugh because it's bad kind of way. So, instead, I will leave you with a completely out of context line from the show, courtesy of Nightwolf.
I understand. I've been ready to blow myself.
Well, hey there, you gorgeous person, you. Wouldn't you like to subscribe for more videos? Or if you want to catch up on other things I'm doing, be sure to follow my Twitter and Facebook feeds. Or if you just want to watch some more videos, I highly recommend the one I just did on Sonic Adventure 2. Thank you for watching.